Learning to Fly by Rex Branson, and it's got all kinds of things that are associated with flying, from the pyramids and the space shuttle, the moon landing, and
And your name?
Aliens.
Vickie Branson. I'm his wife. He was. He said he was abducted when he was young, and so that's why space aliens keep appearing on his projects.
My late husband was a West Texas stargazer, as was Dr. Edgar Mitchell, who was the sixth man to walk on the moon on Apollo 14, and they became friends. And Edgar Mitchell is the one who insisted that the government release the Blue Book project, because there are a lot of people who believe they're visited or they left their body and flew. And my husband was on a board of the Monroe Institute, where they teach journeys out of body. They teach people to leave their body and follow their dreams. So there are a lot of visionaries in NASA, and a lot of the visionaries are in Houston.
Get her name.
And I think that sculpture needs to be in Houston, because it has the past definition of heaven, of the angels are in the clouds.
Mm-hmm.
And my late husband, Jim Beal, told me a story that in the early years of the space, creating the space shuttles, a little old lady called NASA and said, you just can't send those rockets up anywhere. And NASA said, well, why, ma'am? And she said, you know, there are angels sitting in the clouds. You can't knock them off. That's where the angels live. And he said, yes, ma'am, we'll keep that in mind when we do a launch.
Well, that was polite of him. Yeah.
Well, that was NASA. They're very amazing people, the visionaries of NASA. But that sculpture comes across the evolution of our understanding of what's in the heavens, what's in the sky.
We're changing a lot.
We're in the big shift.
Yes.
Edgar Mitchell created the Institute of Noetic Sciences as an astronaut who had an epiphany when he came around from the far side of the moon.
Mm-hmm.
And the most popular Hubble image is of a brown planet in the foreground and the great blackness of space, and in the distance the little blue jewel of the Earth floating in space. That's an Edgar Mitchell quote. And you and your husband apparently are tuned in and have that sensibility of how consciousness is evolving.